So I think we are live. So I think we are live now. Yes, we are live. So hello students and welcome back to BankExamsToday.com. Let me check if everything is working properly. Give me a moment before we can actually start the session. Let me check. Let me check. Let me check once, then we'll start the session. Okay. Come here. It's live. So hello students and welcome. Chalo, it's working. Let me share the session on Telegram. Students, please follow me on Telegram. That's really important for you. You'll be getting regular updates on Telegram. See, I have just shared the link to this session on Telegram, and I'm sharing really popular PDFs on Telegram, right? Really important PDFs on Telegram. Okay. So it's there on Telegram. Now let's start the session. If there is any doubt in your mind, anytime you can ask your doubts on the live session and I'm going to answer it. So live chat is in front of me. Ria Khade, she was waiting for my session. Thank you, Ria. Chalo, under the partial credit guarantee scheme offered by the government of India to public sector banks. So what was that? The partial credit guarantee scheme. See students, after the NBFC crisis, the ILFS crisis, no bank was ready. See, what is the business of NBFC? There is bank, there is NBFC, and there is their customers. So NBFC takes the money from bank and then lend it to the customer. But what will happen? And it lends to the customers. Okay, now the loan that are given to the customers, NBFC needs to recover the loans within a period. If it is in a housing loan company, HFC, they are going to recover the loan within 15 years, 20 years, 25 years. But they need to repay the banks within up to 5 years, right? So loan taken from banks, most of the times they are short-term loans, but the loan that they're giving to the customers, generally they are long-term loans. Okay. So there is an asset liability mismatch, right? So what NBFC does, they securitize part of their, the assets, they just pool them and sell it back to some financial institutions or the banks so that they can repay the banks. Okay. So that's what the purpose of NBFC is. That's how the NBFC works. Take money from bank, give loans to the customers and sell those loans to the financial institutions and then make some money out of it. Okay. So now what was happening as there was, crisis, NBFC crisis, ILFS crisis, nobody was ready to buy these loans. Nobody was ready to buy the loans of NBFC because of the risk of default. Nobody was ready to take the risk. I mean, in such situation, in a case of a crisis situation, people are not ready to take the risk. कोई risk नहीं ले रहा था. So what happened? Now the government of India came into the picture. The government of India brought the partial credit guarantee scheme, a partial credit guarantee scheme under which the public sector banks, when they buy the high rated pooled assets from NBFCs, the government of India would provide a guarantee. Okay. Although the government of India is charging some money for that from NBFCs, right? So the assets shall be purchased by banks at the fair value, obviously at fair value. There should be no, obviously if it is not purchased at a fair value, that is a case of fraud, right? Assets to be assigned by NBFCs or HFC must be rated by the credit rating agencies. Okay. And one-time guarantee provided by the government of India on pooled asset would be valid for 24 months. It is a guarantee of 24 months. From the date of purchase, once the credit rating of a financial instrument of the pooled assets, if it becomes the credit rating becomes D or below than D, it is default. They can use this option. They can, the PSU banks, they can go to the government of India and ask for their money, right? The guarantee shall cease earlier if the purchasing bank sells a pooled asset to the originating NBFC or any other entity before validity of the guarantee period. If it is resold to any other company, then it is lapsed, right? So it is a partial credit guarantee scheme. I have already done an in-depth lecture in the course. So RBI Grade B 2019 course, RBI Grade B 2019 course, the full course, phase 2 course is available for just 3,000 rupee. use the coupon code RBI40. Use the coupon code RBI40. All the links are available in the description. Okay. So very, very important circular. So as per the latest circular, let's move on to the question number 72. As per the latest circular on priority sector lending, what is the sanction limit for the classification of export credit under the priority sector lending? Already you have gone through in the previous questions. I already told you the various sectors under the priority sector lending. Various heads are there: the education, renewable energy, and all, agriculture. Export credit is one of them. Now there used to be a limit on export export credit companies, right? The units that were having turnover of up to 1 billion, only those units were eligible. But now that criteria has been removed. An export unit, there is no limit on the turnover. All the export units, they are under the priority sector. Okay. And the enhanced sanction limit for classification of export credit under PSL, that has been enhanced from 25 crores to 40 crores. So 40 crore is the correct answer. Ye latest hai. Now up to 40 crore, up to the 40 crore, that would be priority sector. Okay. Let's move forward. आगे चलते हैं. थोड़े ज़्यादा की चल गए यार. Yep. Question number 73. See students, this is really important. Once you use your ATM, that might happen to you or your friends or your family, that you try to withdraw cash from an ATM, but the ATM didn't dispense the money, but the money was deducted from your account. Okay, the money was deducted from your account, or let's say the transaction failed. Whenever you go to a merchant, you're trying to make an online payment, the transaction fails, but the money is deducted from your account. Many times the banks were not crediting their money to the customer's account. There was a lot of issues. The RBI is targeting a less cash society. So to achieve the less cash society, see now, if the customer account has been debited but no cash has been dispensed within 5 days, on the date of transaction, on the date of that event, plus 5 days, the money should be credited to the customer's account. Otherwise, ₹100 per day of fine would be levied. Very, very important. I would say this circular is very, very important. There are around 10 to 11 items, 10 to 11 events. You go to a merchant or online transaction via UPI and all. So a lot of heads are there. Please go through this circular. I have done a proper video on that in my course. Okay. So loan limit for that education under the priority sector is 10 lakh rupees. Okay. So for studying abroad, it is 20 lakh. For educational purposes in India, it is 10 lakh. For studying abroad, it is 20 lakh. Please remember. Okay. In India, 10 lakh. Study abroad, it is 20 lakh. And it is under the priority sector lending. It is under priority sector lending. Okay. 10 lakh in India, 20 lakh abroad. So RBI issued a prudential framework for resolution of stressed assets, which gives lenders how many days to review a borrower's account before labeling it as a NPA. See students, what happens? What happened in case of Yes Bank? Yes, that happened in case of Yes Bank. So if a bank is aware about, if a bank is already aware about that a big borrower is going to default, they shouldn't wait for 90 days. I mean, they shouldn't wait for 90 days. They shouldn't wait for that much time. The prudential framework for resolution of stress asset, which gives 30 days to the lenders, to the bankers to review our borrower account as a non-performing asset. So you are getting just 30 days. It used to be day 1, but now RBI relaxed it and it gave that 30 days now. Okay. So as per RBI circular on customer liability, in case of unauthorized electronic payment through a PPI, see student, what happens? Let me tell you one thing. Let's say um, there is an unauthorized transaction from your card. Somebody, withdrawn money from your card, and there is no negligence on your part. There is no negligence on your part. That is a problem with the bank. Okay, so there is no negligence. Your liability is zero. Your liability is zero. Your liability is zero. But if the con the customer liability in case of unauthorized transaction through PPI, so contributory fraud, negligence, deficiency on part of PPI issuer, including the PPI issuer, no, so your liability is zero. And even in case third party breach, where the deficiency lies neither with BPI nor with the customer. Okay, the first one was that there is there was a fraud, and the problem was with the PPI, the payment processor. The problem was with the PPI, not with the customer. The problem was there was a fraud done by the employee of the PPI. That was not your fault. That was not your fault. Then your liability is zero. But if there is there is no fault of yours and there is no fault of the PPI, then if you report that within 3 days, if you report such issues, your liability is zero. If you report within 4 to 7 days, your liability is up to 10,000 rupee per transaction, or the transaction value which is lower. Beyond 7 days, it is up to the bank. It is up to the board of PPI, right? PPI issuer, prepaid instrument issuer, right? So 10,000, if she intimates on 4th day, it is 10,000 rupees, or the transaction value, whichever is lower. Let me just read your comments. If there is any doubt anytime, yes, I'll be uploading this PDF on that, on that Telegram as well. So don't worry. Okay, so I think we should move forward to the next question. Okay, next question. If there is any doubt in your mind, you can always ask your question. So PPI is prepaid payment instruments. 17 students are there with us. Even though we need to do that, we are. Chalo, let's move on to the next question. Question number 77. As per the trade credit policy framework, what is the limit on trade credit on import transactions under the automatic route on industries other than oil and gas, marketing companies, airline, and the shipping companies, right? So it is 150 million, right? So up to US dollar $150 million, US dollar 150 million or equivalent per import transaction for oil and gas, marketing, airline, and the shipping companies. For others, it is 50 million or equivalent. The limit on under the automatic. So it is 50 million is the correct answer. Okay, I thought it is for that. It is for it is so 150. For oil and gas, refining, marketing, airline, and the shipping companies, it is 150 million. But for others, it is 50 million. So we are asking about others. Okay. Which bank has been recently put under directions by the RBI? It is PMC Bank. So PMC Bank, the large exposure framework, I already told you, they give 72% of their tier 1 capital to HDIL, while 20% was a limit under large exposure framework, 20% to one company, 25% to group of companies. ठीक है, तो very very important. As per RBI's latest circular, what is the new limit of bulk deposit? When you do an FD, I mean, you might have, if you visit a bank, especially a PSU bank, you might have seen a chart of FD returns. There is one for under 1 crore rupees, another for more than 1 crore. So that limit is bulk deposit. That used to be 1 crore, but now that is 2 crores. Okay. So that is 2 crores. For commercial banks, for RRBs, it is 15 lakh rupees. Okay. So as per RBI's latest circulars, what is the age limit for retired staff engaged as concurrent auditor? So it is 70 years, and that auditor can be, hired for not more than 5 years. So 5 years is the limit, and 70 years is the maximum age. So with the bank it is 5 years, but at the same branch it is 3 years. Okay. So tenure of external auditor with a bank shall not be more than 5 years. With the same bank it is 5 year, but at one branch it is 3 years. So at one branch, if a person is concurrent auditor for 3 years, so he can't be there for 4th year. He can be there in a same bank but at another branch. So RBI has made it mandatory for the bank to link the floating personal loans. So all that personal loans or the retail loans needs to be linked to the external benchmark. So how the banks, they decides that interest rate? As of now, I mean MCLR is used, but now RBI said a benchmark plus whatever the spread. The spread varies according to the risk. Okay, so benchmark can be the RBI's repo rate. It can be 3 months T-bill, return on 3 month T-bill, 6 month T-bill yield, or any other benchmark issued by the FBIL. So all of above is the correct answer. Okay, so it has been already implemented. So recently SEBI allowed the superior right share. That happened in case of Flipkart. So Billy Bansal, Sachin Bansal, they started the Flipkart, but now they are not the leaders. They are not managing the Flipkart. I mean, Walmart is doing that with their professional CEOs. Why that happened? The government of India wants their tech entrepreneurs to lead. That's why superior right shares are there. Okay, superior right share. So one share would be equal to more than one vote. One share would be equal to more than one vote. Okay, it is not equal to one vote. So the maximum limit, one share can be equal to 10 votes. The one share can be equal to 10 votes. That is the maximum limit. But it should be a technology company like Zomato, Ola, or Flipkart. Such companies, they are eligible, and the promoters' net worth should not be more than 500 crores, and it should only be issued to the promoters. No other person can hold these. Okay. So large exposure framework that I told you in that previous question, 20% of tier 1 capital is a limit. The PMC wala scam. If Pmc Bank is having 10,000 crore, only 2,000 crore can be lent to HDIL, but they lent more than 2,000 crore. They lent, I think, 600 crores. Okay. The finance ministry recently slashed, it's not recently, to bahut time ho gaya, slashed the corporate tax rate to 22% for domestic companies and 15% for the domestic manufacturing companies. Okay. So which document has been mandatory under GST to be linked during the registration of taxpayers? Aadhaar should be linked, and that is mandatory. Okay. Recently, the government has allowed the corporate CSR, social responsibility spending on R&D. So it was not allowed, but now the government allowed that your CSR spending can be there on the R&D. So that's fair. So the Company Acts required the firms with a net worth of 500 crore or the turnover of 1,000 crore or net profit of 5 crore or more to set aside 2% of their average net profit over the last 3 years towards approved CSR activities. Okay, there's a list of approved CSR activities. So Bharat Bill Payment System, it was there in the exam. So it is a regular monthly biller, you can say. Okay, or you can just set it to pay my monthly broadband bill or whatever, right? So that list has been updated. More billers had been added. So it is for the recurring payments. Okay. So RBI recently allowed payment banks to apply for the small finance bank through the on-tap licensing, but the minimum paid up capital has been revised from 100 crore to 200 crores. It was there in the phase 1. Phase 1 में ये question आया था, तो I think phase 2 में नहीं आएगा. So there are certain conditions. Promoters couldn't exit for 5 years. Okay, so there are certain conditions are there. Let's move forward as per the latest I mean ये complete कर ही देता हूँ, ठीक है. So ये एक limit है. SFB, the SFB license to the payment bank will allow them to boost their deposit and lend. That is currently capped at 1 lakh per customer, and then the promoter shareholding should be a maximum of 40% by the end of 5 years, and within 10 years it should be down to 30%, within 15 years it should be down to 15%. So lock-in period of 5 years is there. So as per the latest RBI monetary policy, the repo rate is 5.15%, which is very easy. I mean, I hope you're already aware about it. चलो, I think that's all for today. I work till 6 o'clock. 6 बजे तक मैं काम करता हूँ, but for you I worked late. तो आज लेट हो गए. I mean, आज बर्थडे था किसी का यहाँ पे ऑफिस पे, तो we were celebrating that. Obviously, I mean, sometimes we should celebrate, no? Yeah, I mean, we are reading a lot. I mean, life can be little stressful. बहुत stress हो जाता है कई बारी, you know. Exams and all, बहुत सारे लोग फ़ोन करते हैं, अभी भी कर रहे थे, तो थोड़ा बहुत stress हो जाता है. चलो, depositor under PMC are allowed to withdraw 50,000. Yes, अभी recently आया है, कल परसों आया है. It used to be 1,000, अभी बढ़ते बढ़ते 50,000 हो गया. Are you providing Bharati Sriram? Are you providing online classes for paid course? Yes, we are doing that. For 2019, we are doing that, and the cost price is just 3,000 rupees for phase 2. You can use a coupon code RBI40, and we have also started for 2020. Okay, I'll be sharing this PDF on Telegram. Don't worry. A few questions are left. तो I'm little, you know, मैं सुबह से काम कर रहा हूँ, तो I think that is left for tomorrow. तो ये कल कर लेंगे. 18 क्वेश्चन बचे हैं, so we'll be doing this tomorrow. 18 क्वेश्चन कल कर लेंगे, ठीक है. Any other question in your mind regarding the phase 2? You can ask me right away, or anyway you can. How many questions are? I think 110 questions are there in this series, and I have more questions with me that I'm preparing on the daily basis, and I'll be sharing that as well. Don't worry. For education PSL limit for RBI, no, 10 lakh tha yaar. I mean, I need to check on RBI's, master circular. 10 lakh has been, mentioned. I think I need to check it. For, education in abroad, it used to be 20 lakhs. I need to check it. Okay. So stay updated. Whenever you watch the next session, I'll clarify this. Okay. For education, it is 10 lakh. For study abroad, it is 20 lakh or no or not. I'll make sure I'll tell you this. Okay, I'll do a proper session on priority sector lending. Priority sector lending is a very, very important topic. See, students, I have done a proper lecture. Let me show you a proper lecture on that here. A proper article on that. As you should also read the articles. Article padhne chahiye yaar. I mean, if you're not reading articles, I mean, trust me. I wrote this article myself. Priority sector lending. I wrote this article. यही बोलने वाला हूँ मैं कल. I wrote this priority sector lending. So I wrote this article on 7th of August. I think there is another circular. I'll add that as well. So this is a really, really amazing, article. If you want to read more about the adjusted net credit, I have done a separate article on the same day. Otherwise बहुत complicated हो जाता. Off balance sheet exposure. I did that. A separate article on the same day. I did. Little explanations, I mean, that are required, micro enterprises and all. I did proper, short articles. It's not just one article. I mean, I have done a lot about this. Priority sector, this was a circular. I did that. Okay. So really, really important. Short notes. Just go through this article, the priority sector lending. There can be one question from this particular topic, the priority sector lending. So बहुत important है. And if you are preparing for, the phase 2 ESI, go through these schemes. I mean, see, students, there are a lot of paid courses available in the market, right? A lot, along with mine. But a lot of materials are there which are available for free. You should make the best use of the free material available, right? This can act as a, you can say, index. So I'm trying to complete it. See, the Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao. I have divided all the, government schemes according to the ministries, and I'm trying to explain it in a very, very good manner, right? Ujjwala scheme. These are the latest schemes on the 24th of July. Ujjwala. I mean, you can go in depth about the scheme here. Whatever is important, I have mentioned it here. Instead of, the pointers are there. Important point at the end. So I'm trying to explain everything in a very good manner, right? Wherever it is required, I have given that links. So that Nari web portal, Shebox and all, even though some of the food safety mitra and these schemes are really important. And for ESI, you need to go in depth for these schemes. Very, very important. And this is available for free. I mean, a lot of things are available for free on Bank Exams Today. Make use of BankExamsToday.com, the free blog. And yes, in case you need this course, the RBI Grade B 2019 course, the full course, that's I think already available for 4,999, and you can use the coupon code RBI40 and you'll be getting it for just I think 3,000 rupee. I mean, it's a marketing course. Sorry, that's really inexpensive. Okay, this is the one. Okay, that's really cheap. 4,999. Please use the coupon code RBI40, and you'll be getting this for like 3,000 rupee. So I think that's all for today, students. अभी काफी बोल चुका हूँ मैं. Vatsala God, hi Vatsala, how are you? Chalo, I think that's all for today. I shouldn't waste your time. काफी waste कर चुका हूँ, तो 20 minute हो गए. So that's all for today, students, and have a very nice day. Please subscribe to the channel and follow me on Telegram. Thank you.